ɛka no adɔso yie paa ama nneɛma ntumi nkɔ yie. Indeed, is it justifiable the 2.45% increment here PURC for Edebano? Is justifiable ana?
But that's many. Based on justification, yeah, a big near my be discussed. But from census perspective, there's no justification because the whole process lacks transparency and also lacks accountability. Because of this, support to say, and I say support to say, between 2.45%, and also the time normally buying a crown is too short for households and as they fee firms planning because mostly no show more historical release of some of these tariff decisions are normally it may be 3 weeks to time or maybe 1 month to time. And that is done to prepare the minds of end users, and I say households and firms, to prepare and then adjust their expenditure budgets so that Ebeboa Amomotumi Etia Sabri. But with the minimum PURC on Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, CHDISCA, and per law no crano before Disca was all gazette. Tariff decision paper and lay Monday. I don't think that they'll be able to gazette it today. It is one gazetting so I'm catching up with any but based on or more recent tariff adjustment, they are likely going to call it because we'll be on for Monco quarter. Okay, the previous tariff adjustment of first and second quarter, and also or more my this kind of first May, but gazette course 18th May will be on for Monco quarter, and I think that is why this time so. Thursday, today is Monday, they are likely not going to gazette because the Attorney General will gazette it. And it's on budget and also almost an from lack of transparency, lack of accountability, and the whole calculation of Krano is flawed. And that is why we don't support this 2.45%. Now, reasons in here. In terms of transparency, we share or more calculation now. We dream we send your arrival at 2.45% because they are major determinants of end user tariffs. And these major determinants are market-driven indicators and macroeconomic indicators. Mostly macroeconomic indicators in tariff structure, inflation and exchange rate. And market-driven indicators, the energy mix as well as the price of natural gas, and I said the weighted average cost of natural gas. Now, macroeconomic indicators now, CD are appreciated by 30% compared to the last time share ball. And the last time share ball, CD 15 Ghana series, 69 pesos. That is about 15 Ghana series, 70 pesos to the dollar. And the share ball, that's the first quarter and second quarter of 2025. But now, I say the CD appreciated to 10 Ghana series, 30 pesos. Over 30% appreciation, and it is a appreciated by 30%. In computation, Ubi using in Amkania Hano, 1 yantis or crown any 10%. Your projection, Yane Cut International, Samson Cut International, this in the third quarter, they expect to say in Amkania no Esobeti because CD non appreciated by 30%, and PURC confirms it because. Or more announcement of the buyer now, almost do not appreciate more than 30%. Now, the second macroeconomic indicator is inflation, because inflation, general increase, and as expected, general increase of prices, because of cost of operations, they may need certain inputs and as a certain goods to be on the module. And normally, you factor that inflation in the pricing of electricity, but you perceive how will inflation be, because the inflation the cost rock is here also factor that so that among cotton moka the inflation so better so also factor that so that among discount also. Unfortunately for the consumer, inflation the last time a year just in I think 22.49. They are telling us that around 20.67 or so. The inflation also, which is a moving inflation, moving average. No chronic say in future inflation also better. This inflation so there it means that care was uncommon previously no more saka say but say nearby a bit too much entumu se nyanke tumu sa abrenunti e kabia medawonti macroeconomic indicator no, and also a benefit to the consumer. And there's even projections that this last month inflation, and I said last month inflation, the AMA inflation was 18%. And this June, their projections are between 16%. So even the moving average, no crown, 20 no we use here, was on the higher side. But let's agree, so we use 20. 20 no, it's still lower compared to what they used in the first and then second quarter. So the two macroeconomic indicators were favoring the end user, and I say Obi user in Amkania Okrumwa. Now, yanko market-driven indicators. Market-driven indicators, no, the energy mix. Who compare this current energy mix to last energy mix are constant because 29 for hydro and then 71 for thermal. The answer is constant. The honomono ejina. Now, the second market-driven indicator is the WACO, weighted average cost of natural gas. A hona ipeja mukakra. Nti no na omo the last time omo share bono na is around $7.68 or so, I think 69 cents per British thermal unit. And then no equal $713 per British thermal unit. 2 year or kanchiche mwa etumu only 1%. Nti market driven indicators no, the weighted average cost of gas increased by only 1%, even less than 1% when you do the analysis well, or they run it up to 1%. And it's a macroeconomic indicator, which is a major indicator, because the utilities are telling us that we are not paying reflective tariff because of the exchange rate factor. And periodically, previously, exchange rate, Abribiano was on the lower side. It has been depreciating. The depreciation, Ghanaians are not paying cost reflective. Fortunately for the Ghanaians, the exchange rate at the city has appreciated by 30%. Inflation has declined by 2%. That is the moving average. Now, because of the weighted average cost of gas, I increased by 1%. Who's going to be 2.45%? On the normal sense, then I was so by 10%, but only 2.45 in brain. At least 10% of cry at least too, because the strength of the city because there might be 50%. Now the entire almost 2.45% in buying. I make us say last accountability. Almost one a cabio. A cano a 488 million Ghana cedis, and a cano a bought to her the third quarter of 2024 and also the fourth quarter of 2024. The year can be in the first quarter of 2025. And second quarter, almost can be also my ATI because the original increment in the first and second quarter is 6.2%, but because of that, I can increase it 14.75%. This can be but the bit of unaccountability may say because of the appreciation of the city, the discourse are making a windfall. The reason why we are saying they are making a windfall is that discourse omutia category A for in dollars. Omuto fuel and I say natural gas in dollars. And because of some motor natural gas in dollars, they pay at spot, even though that's near historical. But in that the ukutio be dollars are Oko bank na wakutia na dollars. And neno dollar no are depreciating into Ubi here see the kumabi na odi akutia dollar was utiana historically. For example, Sevilla who used to 15 Ghana cedis, 70 pesos, and the $2 be, and I say, oh, this is share will be. Near city no quote 10 cedis, and say, $1 dollar nana bit your mint your city, which means me how gain and you lose. So the ECGs and the netcos, and I say, utilities are making a lot of windfall because the money is constant in dollar. And anytime the city appreciates, no be here city kumabi no dia kutia dollar ka. So that went for the consumer appear since May. Companies no anya. Nti kapira si upeso discato sono kwan ma yehu went for no anasem faswa. Companies nanya as a result of the appreciation of the currency. Nti appreciating omunya faswa saying. Because the entire year kain is because of the depreciation of the currency. What's the currency depreciation and my entire cost reflective tariff? Fortunate for us, the city has appreciated. Now, city appreciating, I'm a company's name making faso. My young in faso mania. Let us know the gains or the windfalls they've made. Uma ye mfa so mu anya na se eka se ye di bi beka ho a ye tua. Se eni kwan se di bika ho no mo kra na wo so mo so yase a o mo so yase. Bepemne PURC as a utility has not been able to tell us the windfalls these companies have made from me among Kanan Train. And these windfalls are reflective of the January, February, March, April, May, June.
Okay.
Reflections, no.
Okay.
Because the quarter tariff no was for first and second quarter adjustment. It is the lower boundary for the emphasis is 1 billion Ghana cedis. The higher boundary for the emphasis is more than 3 billion Ghana cedis. Now, what emphasis 3 billion Ghana cedis? One team emphasis we are 488 million Kano. We say no. There was a consumer time between 488 million. No?
Yeah, because because Anna Ura Ayariga Eka or say ECG is accumulating huge debts. Sebi, why they could you say and you're careful the consequences of not paying the tariffs, will be huge, and then we might see the collapse of ECG and all that. So those are the appeals omo ede maying yenum timafo so that we can then understand the fact that 2.45 who here sefata says it.
You see, that is another problem. Sometimes if ministers or if parliamentarians don't understand the issues in the energy sector, they don't have to make comments on it. They say minority no crowd was dragging the PURC to come to parliament to respond to how they came by this 2.5%. It is almost say, or say, any kind of PURC banner, or say Ministry of Energy. But no, the PURC per its establishment 538 doesn't fall under the Ministry of Energy. It falls directly under the presidency.
Oh, okay.
Ministry of Energy, any to me be our muscle.
Okay.
It is a parliamentary dragon is on be responding, and as a PURC in be responder, they ought to come because Ministry of Energy any to me or PURC.
I see.
Right, but he didn't understand and said, "Oh, Ministry of Energy did not increase our tariff. It's the PURC that increased the tariff, and the PURC falls directly under the executive arm of government or the presidency of government. But he failed there. Now, two, if he talks of debt, who caused the debt? And that is the problem of Ye Krumha. Politicians cause debt. And so when they cause this debt, they benefit from this debt. When they cause and benefit from this debt, no more can say minu bitu azakano. Ye ne cause kano. And ye minu ne cause kano. So for Ayaga, I think we don't have to listen to him or respond to him because he doesn't even understand the whole energy sector issues. Maybe he's a politician and just want to talk, and he's talking anyway. In Jamaica, 488 million. It was the windfalls that the distributors or the utilities in the sector have made could have been used to defray this 488 million.
Okay.
The PURC has not made mention of the windfall, but he has made mention of arrears. They will say, why do we pay arrears when they are making gains from us as a result of the appreciation of the currency? It lacks accountability. Okay. Now, the second part is that with respect to the NT, only 2.45, almost will be the reserve capacity. We had tariff announcement now. They could not tell us the reserve capacity, the percentage of the reserve capacity, and the cost of that reserve capacity.
Okay.
Because what the reserve capacity in normal practice, historical practice, so the reserve capacity a new thing. Any tariff structure and so it is any tariff structure and it was a call for papers who yes stakeholder engagement it shares amount for say you per se the reserve capacity urban tariff structure and so my position is saying they can't crash any because politician bit ma sign contract now reserve capacity no akobro 22%. Say 22% that reserve capacity a cap because idle plants are paid for in Ghana based on the contract they any one sign. And this obi ko sign contract na reserve capacity 22%. Was sign bro so na me they will say between the PURC did not engage anybody and did not even state the cost of the reserve capacity, the percentage of the reserve capacity, and why we are paying for that reserve capacity. Oman Chirimu in the tariff announcement. It lacks transparency. It's very opaque. Oman Maya who the NTR they will say reserve capacity and Sika year for that reserve capacity. Now the third part, almost I did 2.5%, a 4-5% no buy and say almost say fuel cost. The fuel cost no you try 27%. We share tariff structure no so your weighted average cost of gas is factored in our tariff decision paper. We know the price of the weighted average cost of gas. Mabo omwakra matro say $7.71. Or the main run is $7.74. So run it up. Now omuntre the cost of other fuels, emergency fuels no, oman tranche ho. The entire year 27% no, oman tranche ho because there must be an explanation. Argentina any 2% of fuel cost. Argentina any 3% of fuel cost. Name 27% of fuel cost. And also oman tranche ho. So I think that the entire PURC did 2.45% by say Madikanka say there is establishment and it falls under the presidency. The presidency knows that there is a goodwill for them.
Yeah.
As a Ghana for air council and perform will be a air support to a bino. Say Ghana for air council and pamphire hodia. Yeah, for the goodwill that a bino and yano. Because of that weak goodwill, and they introduce 2.45%. Will be ankasa. And yes, you could see that when this 2.45% came, it should have been a topical issue in the media, but the media concentrated on MPP politics and concentrated on Supreme Court justice issues or more. The media lost sight of it, rather concentrated on judiciary and MPP politics. But MPP politics doesn't have any impact currently, or will not have any impact currently on the end user of electricity.
Okay.
And that is why the government has introduced it. There's no basis, there's no justification for any introduction of 2.45%. The anke was almost and it's almost 10%. Emma, because una wasete o standard, una wasete o benchmark. Say ube review tariffs no quarterly, and the tariff revision no is based on macroeconomic indicators and market-driven indicators.
Okay.
If they are becoming favorable to the end user, tisona ye wontoye any kind of sign this account.
Enti o share ni mu say 1st of July, which is going to be tomorrow, right? Ebebaso and Asembaso.
Oh, per history, no, Ebebaso, because the Jamaica and there was a Baso plan, there was some Gazette and son of Abaso. And that is why when Aka was there, Ishmael Aka, for example, Dr. Aka was there, Aka released tariff increment and a tariff reduction or releasing a 1 month to actual starting date and as a date, and also because by that time no na Attorney General a gazette because manager say one gazette ya won't mean.
Okay.
But we know minim say Attorney General won't mean gazette. But umbejiska no china because in the May announcement April 11 ena omo announce tariff adjustment be started 1st May.
Okay.
But even that one, the Gazette started 13th, or more than 13th May, which is even against law.
Okay.
It is who announced tariff adjustment 11th. Now, what me Gazette May 13th. Then I just one announced tariff on the 26th. Ubitima Gazette no 30th. Now what in China? It is going to go against the law, but they will still collect it anyway because of the goodwill they are getting from Ghanaians.
Ben, you better say only Edin Komo. All right. Alright, Ben Nsiah, Executive Director, Emma Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, and AD and Common FA, the 2.45% PURC at about 2 in Kenya and so on, or the 1st of July, which is tomorrow, and increment to so what it means is that in Kenya ya tutum, whichever way it is, ebekostro. Na ye tia but ono full set and can say ye tum rather no and can say ye tiso sin be ya Ghana for na so memu timu for so be hu be hin ha omo na ya hwe sin na ma AC airco 7:59 is the time where ye Kessben 92.9